Like quite a talent and all-state selection herself, and remember, only a sophomore, but she gets help, especially from the 8th grader running point, Justice G. The other starters, Erica Irvin, Michaela Wright, she is a very talented junior, and Arnesha Brown in the paint working hard for Timmonsville. We caught up with the Whirlwinds head coach, that's Perry Stokes. He's been on that sideline in Timmonsville for 28 years, and we asked him, Coach, what are you telling your team coming into this title game?
You know, I've told them that it could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this a long time, and we've had teams that we thought were good enough to get here who didn't. And last year's team was one of those teams where we just knew we were going to get here. We ended up 26-1, lost in the lower state finals, lost 3 good seniors from that team, but and this team doesn't have any seniors right now. But I'll say next year's no guarantee. So, yeah, when you're here, you can't say, well, hopefully next year. If we don't get it this year, we'll get it next year. Never will know about next year. Better get it done this year.
Well, we're moments away from tip-off here in Columbia, South Carolina at the Colonial Life Arena for the Class A Girls State Championship. So glad you could join us here on the SCHSL Network. This one is going to be very, very exciting. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team here today, and that's John Veersteeg. John, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, I talked with Abbeville head coach Brenda Jackson before the game. Big game, certainly, for the town of Abbeville. First state championship in girls basketball they're looking for since 1962. Even bigger for Coach Jackson. She and her assistant, Irvin Bryson, both graduates of Abbeville High School. And I said, hey, what does Timmonsville do very well? She goes, well, quite simply, they get the ball to their scorers. Guys?
Thanks very much, John. We're looking forward to a great game, Alan. It should be a lot of fun. Keep it right here on the SCHSL Network.
Number 3, Brandon
Look at the
Burkholder.
flip pass. Here comes Lee.
The only time it's been full was when Kentucky played.
Threw it back at me, I gave a move.
Greetings from Columbia and the Colonial Life Arena on the campus of the University of South Carolina. It is your site for the Class A Girls State Basketball Championship as the 20-6 Abbeville Panthers are set to take on the Timmonsville Whirlwinds with a 22-4 record. Hello, everybody. I am Birch Antley, joined by Alan Smothers. Alan, this should be a great title matchup as both teams loaded with a lot of young talent.
Young talent is right. Each team has 2 8th graders and 2 freshmen who play extensive minutes.
Well, it should be an exciting game. Let's go ahead and take a look first at the Abbeville Panthers. And one reason why they made it to the state championship is because of that young lady right there, Kenyatta Gilchrist.
Averaging a double-double, over 17 points and over 12 rebounds. She also gets in on the act defensively as well, as she gets steals and leads the break sometimes.
Yeah, Kenyatta Gilchrist, an all-state player in Class A. She is special, but she gets help. Here's the starting lineup. Robinson, Martin, one of the freshmen, Johnson, Owens, and Gilchrist, the junior, 5'7". Well, we caught up with head coach Brenda Jackson. She's been on the sidelines for Abbeville for 14 years, and we asked her, Coach Jackson, what are you telling your team coming into this title tilt?
Well, I think the main thing I'm going to tell them is to stay focused and do the things we've been doing to make it here. I said because our defense is what has gotten us where we've gotten so far, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on. And what we do is a ritual before we leave for our games. Kenyatta Gilchrist, who's a junior forward, she prays. We pray before we pull out, and we pray when we win. So those are the 3 things. We're going to pray before we pull out, we're going to pray when we win, and we're going to play great defense. Those are the things that's going to get us the championship.
Well, on the other side of the court, the lower state champs, the Timmonsville Whirlwinds, Allen, they blow into Columbia with one of the best players in the state.
Without question. Sade Eli, I was so impressed with her last week. She has everything that you can't teach. She has the great extension, the great handles. She does things that upperclassmen can't do, averaging over 22 points a game and again 12 rebounds, and she will get out and run with the basketball and run with her young teammates.
Yeah, and Sade Eli, only a sophomore, and she gets some help from the 8th grade point guard, Justice G. She is fun to watch. The rest of the starters, Erica Irvin, Michaela Wright, and Arnacia Brown, who is very talented in the post. Well, we caught up with head coach Perry Stokes, who's been on that sidelines for Timmonsville for 28 years, and we asked him, what are you telling your team coming into this state championship?
You know, I've told them that it could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this a long time, and we've had teams that we thought were good enough to get here who didn't, and last year's team was one of those teams where we just knew we were going to get here. We ended up 26-1, lost in lower state finals, lost 3 good seniors from that team, but and this team doesn't have any seniors right now, but I'll say next year's no guarantee. So, yeah, when you're here, you can't say, well, hopefully next year, if we don't get it this year, we'll get it next year. Never will know about next year. Better get it done this year.
And there you have it, head coach Perry Stokes for the Timmonsville Whirlwinds. Well, let's go courtside and check in with the third member of our broadcast team. That's John Vierstig. John, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, I had a chance to talk with Abbeville head coach Brenda Jackson. She knows how big this state title game is. For Abbeville, the town, it's their first state title game and a chance to win their first state title in girls basketball since 1962. For Coach Jackson and her assistant Irvin Bryson, certainly means so much more. Both of them are Abbeville high school graduates. I asked them quite simply, what does Timmonsville do well? She goes, well, they get the ball to their scores. Pretty simple, guys.
All right, thanks so much, John. Great stuff as always. And Alan, we're moments away from tip-off here at the Colonial Life Arena. I'm looking forward to this one, and I know you are at home. This should be a great game.
Absolutely, and I talked to Perry Stokes quite a bit earlier this week. He's a guy from the PD. I do a sports talk show in the PD. He's excited about these young girls. He didn't think they could get here. They did.
All right, we've got the opening tip-off, and we return to Columbia here on the SCHSL Network.
Number 3, Brandon
Look at the
Burkholder.
flip pass. Here comes Lee. Lee, one-on-one. Fire scores.
From the acute angle, David Frazier.
Championship point, Del Toro. That's it. Hillcrest wins. It is Sanders. Sanders pulling away, showing his speed.
For all the best in South Carolina High School League Championship action, both live and on demand, your destination is SCHSL.TV.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to SCHSL.TV/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
All 2012.
And welcome back to Columbia. We are getting set for the Abbeville Panthers and the Timmonsville Whirlwinds. Abbeville 20-6, Timmonsville 22-4 to battle for the Class A Girls State Basketball Championship. Now let's go courtside for the player introductions.
And a junior forward, number 31, Kenyatta Gilchrist, and the remainder of the Panthers. And now for Timmonsville High School, the Lady Whirlwinds, overall record 22-4. Head coach Perry Stokes, assisted by Heath Stokes, Reed DeBose, Tim Depew, and Crystal Coleman. An 8th grader and a guard, number 10, Justice G. a sophomore, number 11 guard, Sade Eli. Number 22, sophomore forward, Erica Irvin. Number 25, a junior guard, Michaela Wright. And number 32, a junior forward, Anisha Brown. And the remainder of the Whirlwinds. These games presented in the high school league auspices by Spalding, the number 1 choice for high school play, official basketball of the South Carolina High School League. For Team IP, for great souvenir items, by Play On Sports. Huddle Tickets, for providing tickets for all the high schools. Center Plate, proud.
And there's Perry Stokes getting his Timmonsville Whirlwinds ready for play, and we are ready for tip-off here. Alan Smothers at the wonderful Colonial Life Arena in the capital city of Columbia, South Carolina. So glad you could join us here for the Weekend of Champions, as we have a full slate of championship basketball for you here on the South Carolina High School League Network. We are ready for tip. We've got Sade Eli, left of your screen in the white center circle, set to tip it off. For Abbeville, it is Olivia Owens, the 6'2 senior. Abbeville in the maroon with the yellow trim, and Abbeville controls the tip into the hands of Quaisha Martin, the 9th grader.
Yeah, Quaisha Martin averaging over 8 points a ball game and 4 rebounds, as well as 5 assists.
There's a steal by Timmonsville. It was knocked away by Erica Irvin, and here comes Sade Eli, bringing it into front court. She'll dip off to Irvin. Now Irvin looking for a little bit of help as she's trapped in the corner, and she finds Michaela Wright and try to work it into the paint to Arnacia Brown, and it's taken away by Abbeville.
Back-to-back turnovers, and they're going to give it right back to Timmonsville. Last week, Birch, Sade Eli got a lot of help inside from Arnacia Brown. She actually got 20 points. She only averages 7 on the year. I thought that was a turnover by Abbeville. Must have been last touched by the Lady Winds.
And here comes Justice G, the little 8th grader with the lay-in. Justice G, she is fun to watch. She is an exciting player, and folks, she is only in the 8th grade. And Alan, she started a year ago as a 7th grader.
Yeah, we talked about it last week on the lower state finals, how skilled these young ladies are at such a young age. And of course, Perry Stokes' son, Keith, works with them when they are in the 3rd and 4th grade, so they're ready for varsity action by the time they're in middle school.
Janissa Belcher into the ball game for Abbeville, number 10, the 5-foot sophomore. She's running point now for the Abbeville Panthers as Sade Eli brings it into front court, slings it right side for Justice G. She thought about the three-pointer and gives it away to Eli. Eli going baseline for the lay-in. There's Sade Eli.
Well, she showed it early last week, and she is coming out early this week with great handles, dribble drive along the baseline. She used a fake spin move, got her defender off balance, and drove it all the way to the hole.
One thing I notice about Sade Eli, Alan, is she is so confident in her game as well.
Absolutely.
Abbeville trailing 4-0. The Panthers in possession, moving right to left. Here's Gilchrist, the all-state player. Tosses up a shot, and it's wide right. And Alan, you think one of the Timmonsville Whirlwinds got a hand on it?
Yeah, I thought that ball was partially blocked when it came out of the hands, and that's why it missed everything. But we'll see the nice spin move right there, the fake of the spin, and oh, what a great move by Sade Eli.
Timmonsville on the handle is Michaela Wright. Left of your screen. Now Justice G will move in and kick it back outside. Good defense there by Abbeville as they come away with the loose ball, stealing it from the Whirlwinds. Here comes Gilchrist driving in. Little left-handed floater is not there, and the rebound is taken down by Timmonsville. Sade Eli. Right-handed dribble. Tosses out the G. She thought about the 3. Now will put up a 14-footer and nails it. Justice G, the 8th grader, with 4 points in this championship game. We've got our first timeout taken by Abbeville.
And you notice the full extension on this jump shot right here. 8th grader. Watch her follow through and keep it up there. Bang.
That's textbook.
Absolutely, and Perry Stokes' teams jump out quick. Half-dozen point lead right out of the gate. first 3 minutes. We noticed that in the 4A game last night, that it took a while for them to get settled down. You'll see the same each game today. The teams will take their time. The coaches don't worry about getting behind early. They can catch up. Unfortunately for OW last night, they could not. They got down too big too soon. But this Timmonsville team, again, so young, so talented, but Abbeville defensively playing the zone, that's about the only way they're going to keep Timmonsville from scoring. Make them shoot the three-point shots, and Timmonsville counters with a zone of their own.
Yeah, Timmonsville working in the 2-3 zone, and that ball is out of bounds to the Whirlwinds.
Arnisha Brown almost drew the charge right there.
Here are our officials for this Class A championship. Fred Jordan is our head referee. The umpires, Al Hammonds and Sheldon Bolds. Wonderful crew working this championship game.
Sheldon,
in the Class A division, there is a good takeaway by Abbeville.
Good defense right now by the Lady Panthers.
And going for the lay-in is Quaisha Martin. And this is the shot, but it is out of bounds to the Panthers, so Abbeville will inbounds underneath their own goal. Kenyatta Gilchrist, the junior all-state player for Brenda Jackson, will pull the trigger. She gets it into Olivia Owens and then taken away by Sade Eli. She's got game on defense as well, Alan.
Well, Abbeville's defense is not transitioning into offense. They just can't seem to figure out this Timmonsville zone at this point.
Sade Eli, check it, that's Justice G floating into the paint. The shot missed, but she's going to the line as she drew the foul.
And that's exactly what I was talking about on the last trip, Birch. They've got to keep the dribble drives with that zone out of the middle because the teardrop is excellent from both Sade Eli and Justice G. They know how to get inside that zone and little pull-up jumpers.
And Justice G is an outstanding free throw shooter. She has excellent form. I'll tell you, a lot of basketball players could take some notes from this little 8th grader when they're on the free throw line.
She's already the leading scorer in this game, and she averages almost 12 points a ball game, and she's 14 years old.
And started as a 7th grader. Now, keep this in mind, she has to take the bus to practice.
Exactly. That's a pretty good note when you have to go from school to school just to practice.
Here's a three-point attempt launched by Abbeville and drains it. Deja Goodwin, another 8th grader.
I told you.
A lot of young talent in girls basketball here in the Palmetto State.
8th and 9th graders on this team as Timmonsville does not even start a senior.
Abbeville looking to put together a little run here as they take it away from Timmonsville as Arnisha Brown's shot was too strong. The Panthers come down with a rebound, working it inside to Ariel Sanders, the senior. And the ball is out of bounds to Timmonsville. 8-3 is your score as we look at the nice three-pointer by the 8th grader for Abbeville, Deja Goodwin.
And that's the way they're going to have to beat Timmonsville is get a couple of those long shots to go down and force them out of that zone. And Kenyatta Gilchrist has got to get some of that dribble penetration that Timmonsville's getting on the other end.
G works it over to Erica Irvin, bottom of your screen. Erica wants a three-pointer. Too strong off the left side of the rim.
Timmonsville's not going to beat you that way. They're not going to beat you with a long shot. They're going to beat you with the dribble drives by Sade Eli and Justice G, and then getting the ball into the post to Arnisha Brown.
Here's Justice G drifting to the bottom of your screen from left to right. G has it taken away. Pocket picked by Ariel Sanders, and Sanders layup misses, and G comes down with a rebound. A chance for Abbeville. Now here's Timmonsville in transition, and the shot too strong by Erica Irvin.
Both teams from point-blank range, and they can make it in the bucket on the other side of the bench, but they can't put it in the bucket from right dead in front of the rim.
There's longtime head coach Perry Stokes in his 28th year for the Timmonsville Whirlwinds. Has his son Keith Stokes as his assistant.
Yeah, he's been there for 28 years, but 36 years as a head coach. Brought this Timmonsville team to the state title games in 02 and 03.
Shot by Olivia Owens misses the mark, and climbing up for the rebound is Sade Eli. And Eli quickly on the right-handed dribble crosses the timeline, now slings it bottom of your screen. That's Erica Irvin. Irvin working over to Justice G on the near sideline. Now G will drift to her left.
And while Perry Stokes has brought his team to the state championship game twice in the 2000s, it was way back in the 20th century. The last time that Abbeville came to a state title game, it was 1962.
2-3 zone being displayed here by the Abbeville Panthers. Abbeville in the maroon, Timmonsville in the whites.
Timmonsville wants to get Abbeville out of that zone so they can cause some more penetration.
That court violation there is Sade Eli was on the other side of the timeline. And so it's Abbeville basketball trailing by 5, 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in the first period.
And Coach Stokes knows that the zone is the worst thing that Timmonsville can do. Great pass.
Yeah, great pass from Tiara Johnson, working it inside to Ariel Sanders for the high percentage shot underneath the basket. And Abbeville cutting into that Timmonsville lead. It's a 3-point Whirlwinds advantage now. Here comes Justice G. Baseline underneath the basket. Justice G.
Reverse layup by the 14-year-old. She's putting on a show here this afternoon, Bert.
Hard to believe that she is only in the 8th grade and leading all scorers right now with 7.
Unbelievable.
Abbeville. Baseline jumper not there. Good rebound and follow through by Olivia Owens, the 6'2 senior. It's 10-7, still a 3-point advantage for the Timmonsville Whirlwinds. Minute 27 remaining.
Owens averages almost 10 points a ball game and 18 rebounds. She needs to clean up those misses and get a lot of garbage points for the Lady Panthers, and I'm sure she will, being the biggest lady on the court.
Michaela Wright hands off to Sade Eli, who works it right side to Erica Irvin, and she is bumped out of bounds.
Fans don't like it, but it's a good call. She was bumped first, and then her foot slipped. Here you see the reverse layup.
And that's just a thing of beauty right there by
really
Justice
is.
G. And then on the other end for Abbeville, excellent putback there by Olivia Owens, working hard off the glass to help her teammates
rebounds.
out.
That's what the Abbeville's going to need a lot of those this afternoon.
Justice G drifts to the left of your screen. Now over to Sade Eli. Eli is going to be bumped out of bounds, picks up the right elbow from Ariel Sanders.
And she would have gotten away with that had she not pushed the arm out there. She kind of bumped her and then pushed her away. You can body them up, but you can't extend the arm, and that's why she got the foul called right there.
59 seconds remaining here in the first period. Timmonsville ahead by 3. Justice G with 7 points. And we've got a whistle.
It's the first time I've heard horns like that during the middle of play.
And if we have an issue with our game clock here at the Colonial Life Arena.
Yeah, it has to be.
Official timeout right now with 51 seconds remaining. And Alan, that will give us time to let you know that the South Carolina High School League has more than 92,000 boys and girls that compete in athletics. There were 205 high schools in the state of South Carolina competing in the high school league during the 2010-2011 school year. They participated in 11 sanctioned sports for boys and 11 for girls. And folks, be sure to visit our website at www.scchsl.tv.
Whatever the scoreboard official wanted to get their attention about, must have figured it out, because he certainly did with the extra toots on the scoreboard clock.
Sade Eli over to Erica Irvin. Now they work it inside to Arnisha Brown, and Brown puts it in from the right block, and that's exactly what you wanted, Alan Smothers.
That's exactly what I want as the head coach. I want to get dribble penetration and post entries.
Taken away by Sade Eli. Eli quickly on the dribble drive, puts up the shot. She draws the foul, and Eli will go to the line with 27 seconds. As you see, the player for Abbeville, Tiara Johnson, just got that hand as Sade Eli was cradling the ball perfectly.
Yep, she handcuffed her literally, but she got a piece of the arm. The hand is part of the ball, the arm is not.
So Eli at the line. First shot is good, and Eli is an excellent free throw shooter as well. Perry Stokes really emphasizes that portion of the ball game to his young ladies.
They iced it away last week against their arch rival, C.E. Murray, who won their region, beat Timmonsville twice in the regular season, but then last week the Lady Winds ran away from the Warriors and won by 20, 56-36 in the semifinals.
Working it inside is Gilchrist. No, check that. That's Alex Robinson, the 5'11 junior for Abbeville. And she will have the +1.
She's another one of these Lady Panthers who get more rebounds than points.
Drops in the bucket right there, as you see on the replay.
8 rebounds. 8 rebounds to only 3 points, and she has a chance for a conventional three-point play.
At the line here to try to complete the trifecta. Too strong off the rim, but a good rebound and put back by Olivia Owens. That's the second time in this game that she's had a rebound and a stick back.
She's going to get a lot of garbage points today as long as she stays around the rim.
A foul as Sade Eli taking it into front court for Timmonsville.
Brenda Jackson's team piling up the fouls here in the first half now. Already has 5 team fouls in the first quarter to just 1 by Timmonsville.
Here's Justice G. 7 seconds remaining in the first period. Now Eli. And she picks up another foul as she draws the contact from Sedacia Grant, the 5'6 freshman for the Abbeville Panthers.
1 more foul. Timmonsville's going to be at the line the rest of the half.
2 seconds remaining. And Timmonsville will inbounds from beneath their own basket. So a chance here. Look for Timmonsville to inbounds to either Sade Eli or Arnesha Brown. Justice G will pull the trigger.
Arnesha Brown being guarded by Alex Robinson right now. If she steps down, she could get an open spot.
Eli launches a 3. It's not there, and the buzzer sounds, and that's going to do it for the first period of play here in Columbia with Timmonsville leading by 3. It's 14-11. Keep it right here on the South Carolina High School League Network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a 2-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less. 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol-whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Bert Chantley and Alan Smothers back with you as we're ready to start the second period of play here from Columbia in the Class A Girls State Championship game. Timmonsville leading 14-11, and Timmonsville on possession as Justin G. handles the point guard duties. Just an 8th grader, 7 points, Alan, in the first period for Justice G.
Yeah, I coached in college with Jason G. at the University of Charleston in West Virginia, and Jason was quite the player. I don't know if he was as good as Justice, though, when he was in the 8th grade.
And there is Sade Eli dropping in a bucket on a smooth little jump shot. from the right wing. It's a 5-point lead now here for the Whirlwinds as Gilchrist works in baseline for Abbeville. Rebound fought for, and it's out of bounds to the Whirlwinds, holding on to a 5-point lead as we begin play here in the second period.
Turnovers and fouls, a big problem for Brenda Jackson's team right now. I spoke to Brenda briefly before the game. What a pleasant young lady. I mean, she just happy as she can be to be here and bringing her team for the first time since 1962, and just a pleasant, what we talked about in the pregame, they pray before they leave and they pray after every game. Seems to be working for them.
Yeah, two great coaches on the sidelines, Perry Stokes for Timmonsville and Coach Brenda Jackson for Abbeville.
More
high
turnovers.
Pass, a little bit too tall. And it's a turnover to the Whirlwinds as Sade Eli pushes it ahead to Justice G, bottom of your screen, right wing. G hands off to Eli. Eli, left to right dribble, finding Arnisha Brown, and that one's knocked away by Olivia Owens. Been very impressed with Olivia Owens, the 6'2 senior, so far in this championship affair.
Doesn't try to do too much, knows her game, and yet another turnover almost, but Timmonsville loses it out of bounds. But what about the crossover dribbles by Eli and then the bounce pass post entry to Arnisha Brown, but great coverage by Olivia Owens inside.
That was father and son over on the bench for Timmonsville. Oh, jumper, right wing, misses the mark, but a good rebound and follow through by Alex Robinson, but she can't find the bottom of the rim. And we've got a whistle. And this one will be going against Abbeville, so Timmonsville will be going to their side of the court, and Sade Eli will head to the charity line for the second time.
Every whistle is going to send Timmonsville to the line. Every foul against Abbeville for the rest of the half, 6 minutes and 20 seconds. We're going to have 1 and 1, and then up to 10 fouls. We'll have the double bonus. They'll be shooting twice, and you don't want to send Sade Eli to the line and thinking that you're going to get back into the game, because she'll nail them every time.
And just watch Sade Eli in her follow through, her extension, and also, you know, I've always said that when you're shooting free throws, it comes from the floor up. It's really how you use your legs. That's the majority of a free throw shot. And look at the extension. Yep. Up on her tiptoes.
Perfect.
Follow through.
Textbook foul shot right there.
And she is only a sophomore.
Oh, I'd love to have her playing for my team, and I mean the boys.
Abbeville, another turnover. They have really struggled. Turnovers and fouls, as you said, Alan.
And they're turning the ball over before they even get shots. That's the bad thing. You got to get a shot up and then let Olivia Owens go to the offensive glass.
Still in this game, only a 7-point Timmonsville lead. Here in the first half, 5:02 remaining in the second period. Here's Eli being checked by Belcher. Now they'll work it to Brown, and Brown in traffic. She'll draw the foul.
Again,
Arnisha Brown is very tough in the low post.
Yes, she is. She knows what she can do as well, like Olivia Owens right there. She knows what her job is, to stay around the basket, around that restricted area you see painted on the floor here on the University of South Carolina court. But Arnisha Brown, I know we're going to give accolades over and over and over today to Sade Eli, but what about the touch on that jump pass? She left the floor and floated it inside to Arnisha Brown perfectly.
Checking in off the bench, Deja Goodwin, the 8th grader for Abbeville, number 12. And she'll take the place of Janisha Belcher, the sophomore. So Coach Brenda Jackson wants a little more speed in this rotation for Abbeville.
Birch, if I'm Abbeville, I don't worry about missed shots. You want to get shots. See, you turn it over before. Brenda Jackson just fell back in her chair in disgust, as you know, I feel her pain, because you got to get shots up. You don't worry about missed shots, because you got Olivia Owens in there to clean up the garbage. But you got to get shots, and Abbeville has had 4 trips in a row now without a shot.
Here comes Justice G. Being checked over there by Ariel Sanders for Abbeville. G will swing it right side to Brown. Back to G, trying to find Sade Eli, but they work it down to Irvin, and Irvin will draw the contact from Kenyatta Gilchrist. And to the line will go Erica Irvin.
Perry Stokes' team is doing exactly what they want to do. They're penetrating the top of the lane and then getting either the jump pass or the bounce pass to the low post, and that is causing Abbeville to have to react and foul. They have 11, or make that 9 fouls now. The next foul will put Timmonsville at the line for 2 shots the rest of the way, but the dribble penetration is causing the low post to open. Even against this Abbeville zone, Perry Stokes thought about getting the team out of the zone as we get an offensive rebound.
Yeah, Sade Eli coming in to clean the glass after the miss by Erica Irvin on the free throw. Eli goes baseline, banks it in off the square, and Sade Eli with another bucket in this game. So far for Timmonsville, it's been all Sade Eli and Justice G. Ornisha Brown has pumped in some points as well.
Eli well on her way to her 23-point per game average.
Gilchrist comes floating into the paint for Abbeville, picks up her own miss, works baseline and step out of bounds, so another Abbeville turnover, and Timmonsville will have possession as Michaela Wright on the inbounds pass. There's a look at Brenda Jackson, head coach for Abbeville in her 14th year, and she is an Abbeville High School graduate.
At least the Lady Panthers got a shot that time and got an offensive rebound.
Timmonsville's going to work around the perimeter right now. There's Michaela Wright over to Irvin. Now Sade Eli will drive in. She was looking for a cutter for Ornisha Brown, and Abbeville comes away with a takeaway. There's Tiara Johnson. She's going to get it over to Olivia Owens, and Owens had a good look at the basket, but just could not get the friendly roll. Now Justice G in transition, and she has her shot blocked away by Olivia Owens. And Olivia Owens coming into this game with 5 blocks per game for an average. She picks up a swat right there.
Fabulous hustle on both teams right here, as it was Olivia Owens who took the shot on the other end and got back on defense to block that shot, but a perfect outlet pass by Sade Eli to Justice G down the right lane.
A mistake by Timmonsville, turnover, so Abbeville with a chance. They're going to have to capitalize on every stop that they can get defensively.
Yep.
Abbeville now, Tiara Johnson. They'll swing it over to Goodwin. Now they're working to Owens. Owens, right side of the paint. Shot is not there. Eli climbs the ladder to snatch down the rebound. Eli takes it herself. Faked the pass over to Justice G, and the finger roll off the square.
She held the ball out in front of her so it wouldn't get blocked, and then flipped it up against the backboard perfectly. And another Brenda Jackson timeout. I think she just doesn't know what to do with these 2 guards for Timmonsville, who are playing almost the perfect game.
All right, well, we caught up with Coach Brenda Jackson and asked her what's so special about this year's Abbeville Panthers.
I think the thing that's most special about this team, they're actually playing as a family, and they see each other as family. And that's what we've been missing in the past with some of the teams. They haven't been close enough to get to where we are now. And the team I have now, I mean, we're really a family, and they care about each other. And we do the things family do. I mean, there's going to be some fussing, but we always come together at the end, and we reach our goals.
What a wonderful coach right there in Brenda Jackson. Loves her team, loves her community, loves her school.
Family, fussing, and fighting. And that's what this team needs to do. They've got to fight to get back in it. Fight on offense. And I don't mean in a physical way. I mean in a mental and in a way that they will not let Timmonsville impose their will on them. Fight. Last couple of trips, Olivia Owens has gotten good looks, but maybe a little bit outside of her range. She needs to catch it around that restricted area and operate inside, being guarded right now by Sade, although we have
three-pointer misses the mark. Rebound controlled by Gilchrist, and her lay-in too strong, and Ornisha Brown fighting for the board for Timmonsville.
Well, last week it was Naomi Moore, the state player of the year from C.E. Murray, that Timmonsville was able to hold in check. And this week, Kenyatta Gilchrist just can't seem to find her stride here in the early going. Naomi Moore picked it up a little bit after halftime, but Abbeville needs Gilchrist to be more involved before they get too far behind. They're down a dozen right now.
A double-digit lead here for Timmonsville as Arnisha Brown makes her second trip to the free throw line. She was 1 of 2. Her last opportunity. Knocks down the first and picks up the congratulatory low 5 from her teammates, Eli and G.
These Lady Winds are just so fundamentally sound, Birch. Foul shots, ball handling, defense, rebounding, all right there.
Brown knocks down the back end, and it's a 14-point advantage here for Perry Stokes and the Whirlwinds of Timmonsville, lower state champions out of the PD of South Carolina. And that shot was too strong off the glass, but a foul.
Bert, you
heard. Go ahead, Alan. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, you heard Perry Stokes say in the pregame that his team thought they would be here last year. They had 3 seniors with Sade Eli and Justice G as a 7th grader who started. They thought they would be here. They were more talented in 1A than C.E. Murray and the upstate competitors, but they got upset before they got to the Colonial Life Arena. But this year, they didn't expect to be here. Or at least he didn't expect them to be here, but the girls believed all along that they would make it, and certainly they've proven here all the way through the first half of this game that they belong. They certainly belong.
Ariel Sanders makes 1 of 2 shots. The senior 5'6" for Abbeville. It's a 25-12 lead now with just under 3 minutes to play. Ashade Eli kicks it to her left over to Justice G, who signals in the rotation she wants. Justin G in the paint, little floater, not there. Rebound taken down by Tiara Johnson for Abbeville. Johnson, the right-handed dribble, will push it over to Owens, and that one is knocked out of bounds to the Panthers.
Abbeville needs to take a page out of the Timmonsville offensive book right now, Birch. They need to get the dribble penetration. They're trying to enter the post from the perimeter. They need to get it into the lane, to the middle post area, the high post area, and get it down low. But
good takeaway there by Michaela Johnson as Justice G looking for Irvin on the pass over the right shoulder.
And if you'll notice, every Whirlwinds post entry is from about 13, 14 feet instead of 18 to 20 feet. You get it in there closer, the defense collapses on the ball, and that opens up the low post area.
Here's Justice G.
See right there?
Pulling out, 3-point attempt. Michaela Johnson knocks it down, a 3-pointer for the Whirlwinds, and Michaela Wright, rather, the 5'5" junior, knocking down the 3-ball.
That's another thing that dribble penetration opens, the wide open perimeter shot.
And there's Gilchrist with the answer, as she took it strong into the paint and put up a nice little shot over Arnisha Brown. It's 28-14. Justice G, right wing, inside to Brown, and Brown knows her role, Alan.
And it's remarkable. The same thing happened last week. We thought those shots were luck shots, but obviously here in the second game, as Olivia Owens hits the mid-post jumper from straight away, that's 2 in a row now. Gilchrist and Owens from about 13 feet rather than 20 feet.
Yeah, Owens having a splendid game here in the first half for Abbeville. 30-16 is the score in favor of the Whirlwinds, as we're under a minute and a half to play in the first half.
This is not a stall. This is just trying to open lanes to the basket like that right there.
Justice G with a nice little feed over to the right side to Arnisha Brown, who drew the foul. And Justice G showing that she has excellent court vision.
And once you see the guards pursue the ball, you try to get it down inside.
Here's Gilchrist with that basket for Abbeville. And Gilchrist trying to get her game warmed up. She just really hasn't had very many opportunities, as the Timmonsville defense has done a good job just working on her to disallow Gilchrist to find any open space.
Brenda Jackson finally decided that she needs to force the tempo a little bit. Pursue the ball, get out on the floor, keep her big girls inside, but send the guards out to pressure the basketball to try to up the tempo a little bit, get them back in the ball game. But I don't know you want to run with this Timmonsville team.
Quasia Martin with the handle for Abbeville. Martin, just a freshman, averages 8 points a game.
Perry Stokes, he would prefer to play an up-tempo game, I promise you. with Sade Eli and Justice G with the ball in their hands, they can get it 94 feet in a hurry.
10-foot jumper not there, but Gilchrist comes down with the board. The stick back, no. Owens tries to collect the carom, but Sade Eli takes it away, and Eli quickly down the court, little right-handed finger roll, not there, but she draws the foul. And so Sade Eli will go to the line, and she is nearly perfect at the free throw line. Matter of fact, she is perfect so far today.
Again, with that full extension of the ball, and what that does is it keeps the defenders who are trailing you away from it. They can't reach it. But I'll tell you, on the last trip, Birch, we saw Kenyatta Gilchrist do a good thing and then a bad thing. And Brenda Jackson needs to address this at halftime. She had a nice rebound, good post position, dribbled, put it up. The dribble maybe not so good, but when she missed the shot, she plumped her shoulders and went, oh gosh, and didn't hustle back. You can't get upset with yourself. You got to keep playing.
Sade Eli knocks down both of her free throws, and it's 33-16 now as we go under a minute here in the first half.
Kenyatta Gilchrist is the top scorer on this team. She's got to stay positive and know that it's still got another half to play.
There goes Gilchrist driving into the lane, gets her own rebound, puts it up again. And Owens is there to try to clean it up. Sade Eli comes down with the board for Timmonsville. 32 seconds remaining.
That's okay. Coach Jackson will be fine with that.
There's a takeaway by Abbeville. The Panthers with numbers. And drawing the foul is Ariel Sanders. She couldn't get her shot to drop, but she will go to the line with 23 seconds remaining.
Ariel drew the foul by mistake. She actually double pumped because she lost possession of the ball, and that caused Sade Eli to jump into her. And Perry Stokes wanted a traveling violation.
The official's right there, though. A good call. And Ariel Sanders at the line. The clock stopped at 23. A chance here for Abbeville to put some points on the board, and they do. A good shot there by Ariel Sanders, the 5'6" senior for Abbeville.
And the defense will create offense, Birch. And secondly, they got 3 offensive rebounds on that last trip. Coach Jackson will live with that. Missed shots will happen, but you got to keep playing hard. There you go, another offensive
shot misses, but Owens is right there. Rebound fought for, taken down by Ornesha Brown. 18 seconds on the clock as Sade Eli brings it into front court. Right to left dribble. Now she'll give off to Justice G with 12 seconds. G over to Michaela Wright. And a 3-point attempt there by Timmonsville. Misses the mark, but Irvin is there to get the rebound and then knocked away as the buzzer sounds, and that is going to do it for the first half as Timmonsville leads Abbeville 33-17. It has been a good show by Sade Eli and Justice G. Let's go down to John and check out what he has for us. John.
Here with head coach Perry Stokes, and coach, so much has been made of Justice G and Sade Eli, but right now Justice G, just a player like Sade Eli, 2 players that are really taking advantage of their opportunities.
They are, and if anybody told me we'd be up by 16, I'd have taken it. They box in Sade. Decision now is whether to play against that or not, or try to bring them out and let them play man. But 1 half doesn't make a game, and we got to play the second half.
All right, that's the story from Coach Stokes. Send it back to the guys.
Thanks very much, John. Well, it has been all Timmonsville, 33-17. They have the lead as we go into halftime. Keep it right here as we'll have more for you from Columbia, South Carolina in the Colonial Life Arena, only on the SCHSL Network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a 2-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less. 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
It's halftime here at the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. Timmonsville, the Whirlwinds, leading Abbeville 33-17 in a game that has displayed a lot of young talent, especially for Timmonsville, the 8th grader Justice G and the sophomore Sade Eli. Let's go courtside. That's where John Vierstig is standing by. John has some very special guests to introduce to us. John.
Yes, we're here with Principal Steve Garrett from Abbeville High School, Principal Andre Boyd from Timmonsville High School. Two gentlemen that are very well acquainted with one another. We're talking a little bit before the game, and we'll start with you, Principal Garrett. Certainly an exciting time to be the principal of Abbeville High School with the football state championship and girls basketball going for the first state title in 50 years.
Exactly. It has been a very exciting year, and what a great opportunity to showcase these wonderful young ladies from both schools. It is a great year to be a Panther. We have back-to-back state championships in football. Our wrestling team wrestled for a state championship. Our dairy cattle judging team just won the state championship last night. Our girls here are playing in a wonderful facility for an opportunity at a state championship against a wonderful team. We're struggling right now, but we're going to come back. And we also have a wonderful school with a good academic record. Our end-of-course test scores in math have been the highest in the state. And we have an excellent district. I think we're ranked 8th in the state, or maybe 9th in the state for absolute ratings with our district. So we have a lot of good things going on in Abbeville County, and it certainly is a privilege to be here playing against Timmonsville.
And you obviously touched on a lot of great stuff, but I guess the question is, the dairy cattle students, how much work do they put in relative to the students on the sports teams? Probably as much, if not more, right?
There are many nights that I go by the school at 9 o'clock at night, and our ag teacher, Mr. Fred Raines, I still see his vehicle there practicing to prepare for our state competition. So really strong FFA program at Abbeville High School.
All right, we thank Principal Garrett, and we talk with Mr. Andre Boyd from Timmonsville High School. And Mr. Boyd, certainly an outstanding time to be a principal at Timmonsville High School and what the Whirlwinds have been able to do.
Right, I'm more than pleased to be the principal at this time. I'm very grateful of the opportunity. We have a lot of good things going on at Timmonsville High School, a small school with some great things going on, just 230 students. But what we try to do is provide a non-traditional approach to traditional values at our school. We have a virtual academy for our students. We also have a regular traditional plan of instruction for our students. So what we try to do is just provide that balance between academics and athletics.
Talk to me a little bit more about the virtual academy. What does that entail?
Well, again, the traditional setting is what you and I are used to, just going to class as usual with a teacher with 1 to 20 or less students. This allows us to actually provide instruction through the computer, actually via internet, through different instructors throughout the state of South Carolina.
Talk to me a little bit more about what else is going on, some of the different clubs and activities that are going on at Timmonsville High School.
Right, we also have our Saturday Academy. What we try to do is incorporate fine arts with the regular instruction. So on Saturdays we actually do some things with EOC, intercourse testing prep, and HSAP prep, but we also get into a little dance, ballet, piano lessons, and so forth and so on.
All right, we thank Principal Steve Garrett and Andre Boyd from Abbeville and Timmonsville High School, respectively. Let's send it back over to the guys.
All right, thanks so much, John. Two great principals, two great schools, two great communities. Well, keep it right here. We've got more coming up when we return to Columbia. We're at the half, Timmonsville leading here on the SCHSL Network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a two-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 four-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less. 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol-whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
And we are back in Columbia at the Colonial Life Arena on the campus of the University of South Carolina in the hearts of the Congaree Vista. Timmonsville leading 33-17. Let's go back down to John courtside. John.
Here with head coach Brenda Jackson from Abbeville High School. And coach, what's the one thing you need to do a little bit better in the second half to take the lead?
We need to play defense. What has gotten us this far is our defense. And right now we're not playing the style of defense we're used to playing. That got us to our state championship game. And we talked about that. We talked about what we need to do on defense. We talked about what we need to do on offense, but we told them we're not going to win this ball game if we don't change what we're doing right now against number 11 and the team in general.
All right, that was Coach Jackson. Let's send it back over to the guys.
Thanks so much, John. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here from the first half. Alan, there's Sade Eli.
Sade Eli, dribble penetration. That was one of the best moves that you'll see in this state tournament. All the way to the hole on both occasions. And you heard Coach Jackson say defense. She needs to take care of the basketball to that list of things they need to do in the second half. But you see Olivia Owens right there. She has to work on that offensive glass even harder. Kenyatta Gilchrist, I'm sure, will get untracked. And Ariel Sanders from downtown and in close.
So there you go, the first half action. Highlight style. That is Timmonsville leading 33-17. Leading all scores is Sade Eli for Timmonsville with 14 points in the first half. We'll switch sides of the court, so Abbeville moving left to right now. Abbeville in the maroon with the yellow trim. And Timmonsville in the white with the orange numerals and letters. Arnacia Brown comes away with a takeaway for Timmonsville. And the Whirlwinds right back at it.
First possession, turnover without a shot. Birch, that's just, you got to take care of the ball. Got to value the basketball more than Abbeville is today.
So the Timmonsville Whirlwinds working around the perimeter. As Justice G finds Sade Eli. Eli posts up for three, and that one rims out, and the rebound goes to Abbeville and Owens. Olivia Owens, the 6'2 senior, who was the leading scorer for Abbeville in the first half.
You know, Birch, at halftime when John was talking to the principals, yet another turnover before a shot.
And Justice G, coast to coast, the 8th grader drops in another bucket, and she's got 10.
Well, I wanted to hear more about that Dairy Cow State Championship. Must be quite the competition.
As we heard, a wonderful FFA program over at Abbeville. And three-point attempt misses the mark. Rebound taken away by Timmonsville and Sade Eli. The right-handed dribble. Kicks it out. Justice G wants a three. Not there. And the rebound goes down to Abbeville. But they quickly throw it away. And Arnisha Brown takes the feed from Sade Eli.
4 turnovers, no points in the second half for the Lady Panthers.
And we heard Coach Brenda Jackson getting into the start of the second half. And John Biersteig that he's got to start playing some defense, protect the basketball. Gilchrist floats into the lane. Shot is not there, but the rebound and putback by Alex Robinson. She misses the shot, but she will go to the line for free throws. Alex Robinson, the 5'11 junior. Here's the first half stats. Field goals, 7 for 33 of Abbeville. They did make a three-pointer. 12 rebounds. They lead Timmonsville in that department, but that's the key stat right there, the turnovers at the bottom. 11 for Abbeville, 7 for Timmonsville.
And that's a conservative number, 11.
So here is the free throw attempts. Knocking it down is Alex Robinson. Good-looking form for the junior at the line here for Abbeville as they trail by 19 now, 37-18. Just underway here in the second half.
And again, talking to the principals at halftime, Birch, did it appear to you that Andre Boyle was a student? I thought he had somebody sub in for him. He looks so young.
Justice G now will take it over the timeline into front court. Right-handed pass over to Erica Irvin. And now G slow down the pace.
It appears that Perry Stokes, remember he told John before the half that they may have to pull him out of that zone. She walked. Good call by Sheldon Bolds. But it appears now that they're either one, going to take some time off the clock. Now Brenda Jackson's going to have to pull that team out of the zone to get the tempo pushed a little bit, or that Perry Stokes is going to force them to come out and play.
2-3 zone defense for Timmonsville as Abbeville trying to work it into the paint. And the rebound is controlled by Timmonsville. Justice G with 10 points. Match the number on her jersey. She is only in the 8th grade. Started as a 7th grader, so if she stays healthy, she could be a 6-year starter for Perry Stokes. She'll have that letter jacket completely filled up.
I certainly think that she will, unless she decides to declare early.
That's right.
Can't do that in high school like you do in college.
Thank goodness. Justice G feeds down low to Brown. And G comes up as Owens blocked the shot right into the hands of Justin G. So another chance here for Timmonsville.
But I promise you there's a lot of college coaches that would like to have her before she graduates. Matter of fact, our friend Lou Bajak from the Florence Morning News was telling me at halftime that North Carolina, South Carolina, and East Carolina, where our friend Heather Macy is now, have already offered Sade Eli.
37-19, as you see Perry Stokes and his son on the sidelines.
Yeah, Perry Stokes and Keith Stokes have decided at halftime they were going to pull Abbeville out of the zone, and they've made them go man-to-man here, at least a sloughing, a loose man-to-man defense.
And I believe that might be a complete Stokes family reunion over there, as we saw the two little ones, who I believe may be the grandkids of Perry Stokes. So some future Stokes coaching staffs over there on that bench as we have a timeout.
Yeah, Perry Stokes called timeout because now that they've pulled them out of that zone into the man-to-man, they've changed a little bit of their offense.
All right, let's find out what Coach Stokes likes so much about this year's Whirlwinds.
Probably not the most talented team, but the most coachable team that we've had. Plus, we've got two special players in 8th grader Justice G and sophomore Sade Eli, who are our two leaders. The other, Arnisha Brown, who is a 5'6" post, has done an outstanding job in the playoffs for us and got 16 and 18 points, I think, in the last 2 games. The other 2 girls are role players who have accepted their role. No, we don't expect a lot of great things from them other than playing good defense and not making big mistakes. And so these girls have accepted their role, and we look to the leaders for leadership.
There you have it, head coach Perry Stokes. And Alan, did you see the little twinkle in his eye when he said, I have an 8th grader and a sophomore? He's been the head coach for 28 years, and his son is the assistant, Keith Stokes. And I think that twinkle in his eye was saying, Keith, you're not taking over from me just quite yet.
Yeah, we've got a few years of chances to get back here to the CLA, but I think the thing that he talked about was most is coachable.
Well, folks, remember you can buy a DVD of this championship by checking out our website at www.SCHSL.TV. Also available, the upper and lower state finals from last weekend, as well as all the girls and boys sports championships. That's SCHSL.TV. Visit our DVD library right now. Here is Sade Eli on the handle, being checked by Deja Goodwin, the 8th grader for Abbeville, number 12, 5'6", as Eli driving into the paint strong, and she draws the foul. And I believe she drew the contact from Alex Robinson, the junior, in the maroon for Abbeville.
Back to that word, coachable. There's not a coach in America that really cares how old or how experienced their team is, as long as they're coachable. Even if you don't have a lot of talent, if you can coach the talent that you have and the girls or the boys will accept it, that's what you want most as a coach, for your team to accept coaching, and these girls certainly have.
Sade Eli knocking down another free throw. She has been perfect from the line here in this Class A Girls State Championship. As you see, head coach Brenda Jackson on the sideline for Abbeville, 14 years as the head coach for the Abbeville Panthers, and she is an Abbeville High School graduate.
She just hasn't been able to find the right trigger yet for these Lady Panthers to figure out this Timmonsville zone. But I think dribble penetration, what Timmonsville's doing to them, as I said in the first half, is the only way to beat it.
Justice G comes up with a loose ball for Timmonsville. The Whirlwinds leading 38-21. Beautiful pass, but Irvin cannot connect, but Eli comes down with the rebound, and Eli has her pocket picked. Good defense by Abbeville, and Gilchrist lays it in from the left side. There's Kenyatta Gilchrist coming alive here in the second half. And now another chance for Abbeville as they ratchet up the pressure here on defense, but a reach-in foul is going to be called there on Quayshawn Martin, the freshman. Let's take a look at Gilchrist just working hard, never giving up on the play.
And to watch Deja Goodwin in behind, she fended off Sade Eli so she couldn't catch up and block the shot.
3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here in the third period. Timmonsville with the lead and possession. Sade Eli over on the far sideline, top of your screen. Drifting in left. Beautiful pass to Arnisha Brown, but blocked away by Olivia Owens, the 6'2 senior. That's her third swat of this ball game.
2 possessions in a row now. Sade Eli with the triple Ds, the drive, the draw, and the dish. They haven't gotten points out of it yet, but it has certainly opened up the low post right there.
Sade Eli, top of your screen. Drives in, baseline, feeds Arnisha Brown. That is a thing of beauty right there from Sade Eli, the sophomore, to the junior Arnisha Brown. As we heard Coach Stokes say, I have 2 role players that know their role. Arnisha Brown, perfect example.
Yep, third time the charm on the drive, the draw, and the dish.
Abbeville now in the paint, working hard and picking up the basket is Ariel Sanders, the senior. She's had a good game offensively for Abbeville. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Timmonsville leading by 15, 40-25. And Abbeville comes up with a takeaway. Abbeville on the run, 2-on-2, beautiful behind the back pass to Gilchrist, who almost got it, but Owens is there for the putback. That is lovely transition play right there for Abbeville, and Coach Perry Stokes wants a timeout. That might be the shot in the arm that Coach Brenda Jackson and her Lady Panthers need.
Yeah, 2 consecutive buckets by Abbeville, and the last one is exactly what I talked about in the first half. You get the ball, get shots up, and then get Olivia Owens around the rim. That's where she was, and she's back up with it. That's her range, around that restricted area, and she needs to clean up the mess, the misses, if you will. Not so much the mess, but the misses of Abbeville. And Brenda Jackson's telling her team right now that we are still in this ball game. It's a 13-point game right now, but if we get turnovers, we hang on to the ball, we make them turn it over, we can be right back here in a hurry, because I just believe Kenyatta Gilchrist will get untracked here in the second half, and she needs to believe that. Kenyatta needs to believe that.
Olivia Owens having a stellar performance for the senior. the Abbeville Panthers. As Timmonsville inbounds, full court press for Abbeville, but Sade Eli is able to split the defense, and she floats into the paint. Little jump stop. Shot is not there. Timmonsville comes down with the rebound. Little ball fake there for Sade Eli. Eli, little skip pass into Irvin. Her shot is off the mark. Arnisha Brown goes up after collecting the rebound, and she draws the contact from Abbeville.
More accolades for Sade Eli here. Two great decisions right there. One, to jump stop. Even though she put up an air ball, she jump stopped. She didn't force it all the way to the rim and draw a charge. And the second great decision was to bring it back out. She got the offensive rebound, but instead of trying to fight inside the trees, she brought it back out, opened up the inside for Arnisha Brown again.
So Brown misses the front end. There you see the Stokes family over there. Barry Stokes kicking back, relaxing with the grandkids and the son. It was his assistant. That's Keith Stokes.
And I asked Perry earlier this week, you went to the state championships in 02 and 03 when Keith was still a student. And how great is it, or how special is it to be here with him now on the bench? He said that makes it all that much more special to have all of his sons and grandsons on the bench with him.
Traveling violation called against Abbeville, so Timmonsville will have possession. Half-court press again for Abbeville. Justice G beats it along the far sideline. G driving in, puts up a floater off the rim, no good, and the rebound is going to go down to Timmonsville.
A foul called underneath against the Lady Winds.
Good eyes there, Alan. So we'll go to Abbeville on possession. A minute 28 remaining here in the third period. 41-27 is your score.
Foul was on Erica Irvin, and Abbeville needs to convert here.
Kiara Johnson pushes it up court, finding Ariel Sanders, and Erica Irvin comes down with a defensive rebound for Timmonsville. Justice G driving in, lays it in. Justice G, the 8th grader, just an exciting player to watch. I mean, I tell you, you just can't talk about her without having a huge smile on your face.
She was like a sports car right there, Bert. She put it in low gear and then hit it into high gear and took off again, stopped and restarted. Watch here. She stops right here and then boop, she takes off again to the basket. She lulled the defense asleep and then drove past them.
And that's basketball instinct, Alan, that you just can't teach. You can't coach that.
Cannot coach that.
Sade Eli goes behind the back. Now picks up the dribble, right hand, behind the back again to the left, and has it pushed out of bounds and off of her hands. That was a good play over there by Sadesha Grant, the young freshman for Abbeville, to come up with a defensive stop.
That's a rare ball handling turnover by Sade Eli. Her and Justice G are just hard to press, as Abbeville is finding out right now. But when you get them to turn the ball over like that, Birch, you've got to make them pay. You've got to convert on the other end. 3 turnovers in a row now. Abbeville has not made them pay at the offensive end.
They're trying to go inside to Gilchrist and swatted away by Timmonsville. So Eli charging down far sideline, finding Brown underneath, and there is Arnisha Brown again, putting in easy points, high percentage shot right on the blocks.
See, Timmonsville is transitioning the turnovers by the Lady Panthers into points. Abbeville is not returning the favor.
Beautiful spin in the lane for Gilchrist. Her shot wide to the right side. They feed it back under to Owens, and Owens puts it up and in with the and one. Put her on the line for Olivia Owens with 8 seconds remaining here in the third period. And Abbeville desperately needing all the points that they can muster, as you see here on the replay. Owens just doing what she has done so wonderfully all game long, and that is fighting hard in the post, using that big 6'2" frame of hers.
And good interior passing by the Panthers right there too. Again, the closer you get to the basket, the more the defense has to collapse on the ball, and that opens up the post position.
Sade Eli loses the handle, and that's going to be the end of the third period as the horn sounds, and that is it. For 3 periods of play, it is Timmonsville 45, Abbeville 30. We've got the final stanza when we return to the Colonial Life Arena here in Columbia, only on the SCHSL Network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a two-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less, 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
We're back in Columbia to start the 4th period of action, and we are now joined here on Press Row by the commissioner of the South Carolina High School League, Mr. Jerome Singleton. Jerome, thank you so much for stopping by to spend some time with us. And boy, we're seeing some outstanding basketball here in the first game of 6 here today. We had a great start to the Weekend of Champions last night.
Oh, absolutely. And it's always a welcome opportunity to come by and speak with you guys, because y'all do such a fine job of promoting our games and broadcasting it for us. We were really pleased with what occurred last night, and I'm looking forward to what's going to occur today. It appears that community support is already starting.
Well, I'll tell you, Jerome, we heard from the principals at halftime, a lot of great things going on at the schools outside of the sporting world, and that's really what we promote at the South Carolina High School League. It is scholarship over sports.
Absolutely, and maybe I'm being biased, but I would challenge anybody to think that they have a better association than the South Carolina High School League, given our membership, because we all seem to be on the same page. We're all promoting the exact same type of things.
And the other big key is sportsmanship and also community service. Talk, if you can, Jerome, about the initiatives that we have in relation to sportsmanship and community services. We try to get our student athletes out in the community and to get involved and to give back to those communities that give them so much.
Bert, you're right. One of the things that we started maybe about 5 or 6 years ago is our community service project, that we ask all of our schools to get their athletes and coaches involved in giving back to their community. The community plays such a big part in supporting our student athletes and getting them to realize that the things that they're doing are being appreciated. So it's one way of making sure appreciation back to the community. And sportsmanship being at the top of our list, all those things kind of mesh together. Sportsmanship, citizenship. We also have what we call a leadership conference, where we get involved with sportsmanship and get everybody involved.
Thank you so much, Jerome Singleton, and we are so happy to be a part of this Weekend of Championships, a Weekend of Champions. Hats off to you and your staff at the South Carolina High School League for putting together another wonderful championship event. We appreciate you so much, and here at the SCHSL Network, we're just happy to be a part of the ride.
Thank you for what you do, and again, I appreciate you mentioning my staff, because without them, I don't think we could do the good job we do.
Well, thank you so much, Jerome Singleton, the commissioner of the South Carolina High School League. I'll tell you, South Carolina is a better place because of Jerome Singleton and his staff at the South Carolina High School League.
Well, I've been here in South Carolina through 3 directors, and from Pete Ayub to Mr. Matthews to Jerome Singleton, There's not a better group, as you said, and his staff has done a great job. But it's just a pleasure. This is my favorite sport of all, high school basketball. I coached it for 15 years. I moved to the college level, but it's still the most pure form of basketball. And even women's basketball getting much, much better. And he talked about sportsmanship. I think we've seen that on display to the nth degree here this morning. These girls really respect each other and respect the game.
They certainly do, and they really take a lot from their coaches as well. 6:46 remaining here in this ball game. Timmonsville ahead by 16, but Abbeville here on the inbounds trying to sneak it in there to Gilchrist. It was kicked out by Sade Eli, so another chance on the inbounds pass here by the Panthers as they work it over to Martin. Martin trying to find Owens down low, but instead it is Ariel Sanders with a nice stick back for the Panthers. And Abbeville still very much, Alan, in this ballgame.
Well, that bucket certainly proved that they are not giving up yet. There's still 6.5 minutes to play. That's plenty of time to get back into it, although they need to get some turnovers.
As Sade Eli works her way into the paint, she'll draw the foul. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in this Class A state championship. Still plenty of time left on the clock.
This is not the way to do it, though, putting Timmonsville on the line.
Especially Sade Eli. She's only missed one shot from the free throw line here today.
They pulled away from C.E. Murray last week. C.E. Murray, as we mentioned, won both meetings between Timmonsville and the Lady War Eagles during the regular year, but last week it was at the foul line where they just ran away for the victory. And Abbeville, with a 20-6 record, got here with a 54-51 win over Denmark Oler last Saturday.
Sade Eli pulling the string on that second shot, missing short. So Abbeville now, nice open crease there, but too strong, and Sade Eli jerks down the rebound. Ahead to Justice G. She tries to keep it in bounds, and she cannot, so Abbeville with another opportunity.
They've got to make them pay right here. This is imperative they score on this possession, or at least get a good shot.
Lachey Martin, the freshman, bringing it over to Gilchrist, and now they'll swing it right side to Grant. Grant driving in. Owens is there. Cannot get the friendly roll. That one splashed out, and it will be Timmonsville basketball, leading 47-32.
That's what they needed to do, though, Birch. That was a good offensive possession. They got a good shot, first look, and then Olivia Owens was there for a putback attempt. You'll accept that as a coach.
A little trap there on Sade Eli, and she's able to find Michaela Wright for a little assistance. Now over to Erica Irvin. Sade Eli weaves her way to the top of the screen.
Well, Ariel Sanders backed out of that double team attempt with her teammate on that play, Shadesha Grant. I thought if they'd have pinned Sade Eli against the half-court line, using it as a third defender, they could have gotten a turnover right there and might have been able to go the other way with it, a transition turnover.
So Eli back to the line. She was one of two her last trip down. She's missed only 2 times. She's been to the free throw line for a handful. 5:37 remaining in the ball game. As Arnisha Brown heads to the bench to take a seat, and checking in for Timmonsville, Alexandria Small, the 5'7" junior, number 12 on your roster. Abbeville quickly ahead. They'll work it inside to Alex Robinson. Little turning jumper in the lane, and she draws the foul.
Good post entry right there, but they've got to get Kenyatta Gilchrist more involved in the game. She's just not, she's not been a factor today. And she's, would be state player of the year.
And that's a lot of credit to the Whirlwinds defense.
Absolutely it is.
And Robinson misses the front end. As checking in now for Abbeville, Tierra Johnson, the sophomore. She'll take the place of Quaisha Martin, the freshman. Robinson puts up her second and pulls the string on that one, and Sade Eli is there for Timmonsville, and Eli quickly on the run, weaves her way over the right side and finds Justice G. Back to Eli. And Timmonsville's going to slow down the pace right now, Alan. Going to work a little clock.
Again, serves two purposes here, does run the clock, but it is not a dead stall. It opens up a lane right there.
Sade Eli, little floater in the paint. Count it.
When you force the other team to pressure the ball near half court, it's going to spread the floor, and it opens up lanes to the basket. And when you've got two guards like Justice G and Sade Eli, they make you pay.
Timeout on the floor, 4:49 remaining here in the Class A state championship from Columbia. Let's find out what Coach Brenda Jackson for Abbeville likes so much about coaching basketball.
I just like the sport of basketball. I played when I was in middle school, I played in high school, and I played in college. And it's just, being there for young people. Doing the thing I like to do when I was in school, I'm helping young ladies do the same thing. And I just enjoy the sport. I mean, I think it's the best sport. Not baseball, not football, but basketball. It's the best sport.
I tell you what, Alan Smothers, I know you'll agree.
Yeah.
A high school coach, that is a special person, a special job developing the future leaders of tomorrow and the next generation. And you can just tell that's what she loves to do, is to coach and teach.
Yeah, Brenda Jackson certainly is special indeed. But I agree with her. Even though I played baseball all the way up through the semi-pro leagues, that was my best sport as a player. But she's right. Basketball is the best sport. I coached it for over 20 years, and I agree with her that coaching basketball is a whole lot of fun, especially when you have teams that make it this far and do it the right way.
Abbeville on possession now is Gilchrist finding Owens left side, back to Gilchrist. Gilchrist, little dribble drive, spinning in the lane, and she draws the foul, and that's what Kenyatta Gilchrist needs to do. She needs to work on that dribble drive penetration, and even if she can't find the open look, if she can draw the foul and go to the line, that's going to help Abbeville.
You're dead on. Kenyatta Gilchrist needs to get involved, and when she forces the defense to guard her like that, she's either going to score or get fouled, and now they've got to make foul shots. They've missed 3 in a row.
Gilchrist, first one will splash out. As checking into the game now, you see number 10, Janisha Belcher, the 5-foot sophomore for Abbeville.
Kind of a side winding foul shot. She needs to get a little more backspin on that ball.
There it is. She'll drop down the second. And checking in for Timmonsville, Shania White. How about this one, Alan? 7th grader.
7th grader. And she's a big girl for a 7th grader. 5'7". Yeah, 5'9". You're right, 5'9". And
boy,
she averages 3 rebounds a ball game.
Bevy of young talent in girls basketball in the Palmetto State, especially over in Florence County at Timmonsville. Abbeville's got some youngsters as well, 2 8th graders and a pair of freshmen on their roster. Sade Eli picks up the right-handed dribble. Being guarded by Janisha Belcher, the sophomore. Now over to Justice G.
They've got 2 players guarding Sade Eli, and they still can't keep possession from her.
Eli showing that ball handling ability. Only a sophomore. Pushes it right side. Justice G, the 8th grader. Nice little lean in there and pull back.
There's a little jab step right there, and the Timmonsville fans are coming to their feet now, knowing that this one is just about to be iced away, because Sade Eli and you, Justice G, you just can't take the ball from them.
No. I mean, they are so fast. They are so confident in each other as Sade Eli drives baseline, pulls it out. That is smart basketball by the 10th grader, Sade Eli. And finally, Justice G is fouled by Kenyatta Gilchrist. And when you've got Justice G and Sade Eli handling the pill, I mean, that is a deadly weapon in Perry Stokes' arsenal.
10th grader and an 8th grader handling the ball like that. Brenda Jackson finally decided we have to foul. We have to foul them. They'll just dribble the clock away with no shot clock in high school basketball. They could have dribbled the final 4 minutes of this basketball game away without the foul.
Whirlwind fans on their feet, cheering on the young ladies from Timmonsville as Justice G now at the free throw line with 3.5 minutes remaining. And when I'm most impressed by these young ladies for Timmonsville, Alan, Justice G, the 8th grader, Sade Eli climbing down for the rebound. The 7th grader is there for the putback. She can't find the mark. Shania Wright. What I like so much about Sade and Justice, besides their game on the court, is the way they handle themselves off the court. Their demeanor. They do not play like they think that they're superstars. They keep themselves in check. And that's sometimes hard to do for a youngster, especially when you get the accolades like those young ladies. But they really keep themselves at an even keel and just go out and play basketball.
Well, we talked about the 3 Ds earlier for Sade Eli. She also has the 3 Cs: calm, cool, collected throughout the game. Doesn't let anything bother her positively or negatively affect her demeanor. She stays the same throughout.
Ariel Sanders knocks down the first free throw as Arnisha Brown checks back in, and there's the 7th grader heading to the bench. Shania Wright, 5'9". And another great shot there from the charity line by Ariel Sanders. Sanders has had herself a very good game, very quietly for Abbeville. And Sade Eli is going to draw the reach-in foul from Sadesha Grant, the 5'6" freshman. Abbeville, a lot of young talent on their team as well. Alan, 2 8th graders, a pair of freshmen, a couple of sophomores, and 3 or 4 juniors. They're only going to lose 3 seniors off this team.
Well, I was going to say earlier, we could very well see a rematch of the Villes next year in this very game. Timmonsville and Abbeville all start underclassmen. Only 1 senior starts for the Abbeville team, and that's Olivia Owens. Kenyatta Gilchrist will be back next year, as will Quaisha Martin and Alex Robinson, who have played well this afternoon. And, of course, all 5 starters for Timmonsville will be back in the orange and blue next year.
Olivia Owens tracks down the rebound off the miss. And a nice little runner along the baseline there for number 21, Sadesha Grant, the young freshman for Abbeville.
Talking about climbing the rim, that one certainly did.
Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. Timmonsville comfortably ahead, 50-37, and now we'll just see Sade Eli and Justice G just kind of play a little game of catch and toss.
And right there, Abbeville did a nice job, but Perry Stokes called the timeout because he could see the 5-second count on, and it almost got the turnover right there for Abbeville.
Well, let's catch up with Perry Stokes and find out what he likes coaching high school basketball.
The competition's great. Working with kids is great. Winning's wonderful, losing's terrible. But I think, and this might sound like an old cliche, but helping players change their lives. I've got 3 of my assistants are players that played for me back in 2002 when we won a state championship. And to have them come back and want to be a part and practice with us and help these girls accomplish what they accomplished is very important to me and very meaningful. You don't want them all, but the ones, if you can make a difference in a few of them's lives, it's worth it.
Wow, those are just great words from Perry Stokes.
That's what every coach does.
28th-year head coach.
That's what every coach does it for. To see, not, like he said, winning is great, losing stinks, but having those kids come back and tell you how you affected their lives years later, that's what it's all about. That's what makes it special.
Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this championship contest. Abbeville will inbounds underneath their own basket as they work it into Grant. Rebound taken down by Sade Eli as she sprints down the far sideline. Pull it back now, and she'll look for some help from Justice G. Checking Sade Eli is Grant for Abbeville.
You got to stay up against her. Get that 5-second count. Stay with her. Shadesha Grant's letting her get away from her. 5-second count is on.
Behind the back dribble there by Sade Eli. She picks up the pick from Justice G.
Super ball screen by G.
Yeah, nice screen by the 8th grader.
And a 5-second count.
That's what you were talking about, Alan.
Got to stay with them. That's the only way you can get the ball out of their hands, is to stay up close and get the closely guarded call.
So A minute 43 remaining. Timmonsville leading 50-37 now. And Abbeville will inbounds over on the far side. Cross-court pass for Abbeville. They'll launch a three off the mark left side, and Justice G gathers in the rebound, but Owens picks up the loose ball off the hands of Sade Eli. She flies in, shot not there, and Eli brings it down. Now Justice G. She'll weave right to left between the legs. Over to Eli. Well, these girls can handle that basketball, can't they?
And I marvel at their skill combined with their age.
Just over a minute to play now. Timmonsville can fill that championship trophy, getting closer, as we have 62 seconds left in this ball game, and the Whirlwinds leading 50-37.
And Perry Stokes said that this team next year, you got everybody coming back, but you don't know. You don't know whether the team coming back, who knows? A couple players might get injured next year. Another team gets hot in the playoffs. It only takes one. It only takes one game to get knocked out. His team last year got knocked out, and this is the year, again, they thought would be kind of a reloading year. Timmonsville doesn't rebuild, but a reloading year. But next year is not guaranteed. The year after is not guaranteed. Get there this year, close the deal, and it looks like Timmonsville is going to get that done.
And there you see the huddle over there for the Timmonsville Whirlwinds, and smiles on the faces as they can feel it. Perry Stokes in his 28th year as head coach, looking for another piece of hardware in the Timmonsville trophy case.
The great thing about Timmonsville is they returned the favor to Ridgeland, who won the state championship last year, knocking Timmonsville out, the team that they thought was going to win it. Ridgeland this year thought they could win it again, but they didn't get back. And C.E. Murray actually won their region, but Timmonsville is going to bring home the hardware.
And it's Sade Eli. Going to draw the foul from Abbeville's Deja Goodwin, the young 8th grader.
Another
Actually, it's a 5-second violation. Yeah,
another 5-second violation.
Good defense by the 8th grader for Abbeville. Deja Goodwin. Boy, the future is bright in ladies basketball here in the state of South Carolina.
Just like a coach, Perry Stokes was still bending the ear of the official, saying, "Yeah, I don't know. That was a quick 5-second count. I don't know about you. That was short quick to me."
35 seconds left as Abbeville tossing up a three-pointer that misses the mark, but they'll keep possession as Perry Stokes clears the bench now, and checking in for Timmonsville, Sade Zimmerman, the senior, getting onto the court, number 21, joined by Alea Woods, another 8th grader.
Yeah, give everybody a chance to experience a state championship.
Long three ball off the mark. Abbeville trying to keep it alive, but Brown hustles to the loose ball for Timmonsville, and pushing ahead is Sade Eli, splitting the defenders. What a crossover by Sade Eli, as two Abbeville Panthers collided with each other.
Talk about splitting the defense. That's exactly what she did right there. She split those two defenders, and they rammed head on into one another. And that's,
nothing you can do when Sade Eli comes charging down, and she's got that little crossover.
Now the 7th graders back in, as is Michaela Wright, who starts for Timmonsville but doesn't play quite often. And Sade Eli is going to get a curtain call with Justice G.
So Arnisha Brown will pull the trigger on the far sideline here on the inbounds. Justice G and Sade Eli getting the hat tip to the Timmonsville crowd as they got the curtain call coming in here with 19 seconds left on the clock.
And they certainly deserve it. They have played their hearts out this afternoon.
Abbeville tracking down the loose ball. The Panthers still fighting to the last second.
Good
long three-pointer, misses the mark. And there's Owens. She had a great game for the Panthers. They just come up a little bit short. As the buzzer sounds, and your 2012 Class A Girls State Champs, the pride of the PD, the Whirlwinds of Timmonsville High School, as they close out the season with a 23-4 record. And what can you say about that young talent that Perry Stokes has as Sade Eli, the sophomore, and the 8th grader Justice G. They'll take Timmonsville to the promised land, and they've got a state championship trophy.
Well, they're going to try to do it 2 times here in 1A for the PD. Johnsonville is up next. I said Hartsville, Timmonsville, Johnsonville, going to Cola Vegas, trying to bring home championships for the PD. There's number 1 for Perry Stokes and the Lady Winds of Timmonsville.
50-37 is your final score as Timmonsville wins the state championship here in the capital city at the Colonial Life Arena. Just a big game. Let's go down to John, who's standing by with head coach Perry Stokes.
Here with Coach Stokes. And Coach, how much of an adjustment did your team make offensively? You saw Arnesha Brown really get a lot of different good shots down in the second half when they racketed up the pressure on Sade and Justice.
Well, that's true. I think my team pretty much made the adjustments themselves. They've been playing together for a while, and we were just trying to take what was open. But I can't say enough about this crowd who went through Ridgeland and Baptist Hill and C.E. Murray, and to finally come up here and win is just a dream come true for them after our disappointment last year.
Well, you've certainly talked about, giving the players credit, but for you personally, what do you take from this state championship?
Well, when you get my age, you never know if you're going to get another chance. So, and I don't consider myself ancient, but it's been a while. It's about that time to give it up, but with Justice and Sade coming back for a couple more years, I hope I can hang in there a couple more years.
Keeps you young, right?
That's right.
All right, that was head coach Perry Stokes. Let's send it back over to Birch and Allen.
Oh, thanks very much, John. Thanks so much. Well, the Timmonsville Whirlwinds are your Class A 2012 state champions. Keep it right here. We'll be back in Columbia in just a moment on the SCHSL Network.
This is number 3.
Look at the flip pass. Here comes Lee. Lee, one-on-one. Fire scores. From the acute angle. David Frazier.
Championship point, Del Toro.
That's it. Hillcrest wins. It is Sanders. Sanders pulling away, showing his speed.
For all the best in South Carolina High School League Championship action, both live and on demand, your destination is SCHSL.TV.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to SCHSL.TV/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
All right, let's go courtside as we're back in Columbia and get the player introductions and the presentations of the medals.
24, Olivia Owens. 25, Yadesha Carroll. Number 31, Kenyatta Gilchrist. And head coach Brenda Jackson and her staff, the cheerleaders, everybody connected with Abbeville. Congratulations for the Class A runners-up, the Abbeville Panthers. And presenting the runners-up trophy will be the commissioner of the South Carolina High School League, Jerome Singleton. Again, congratulations to the Abbeville Panthers, a great season, and the captains will be receiving the trophy on behalf of the team. Next will be the presentation to the champions, the Class A champions, high school basketball. The presenters are Andre Boyd, principal, athletic director Jimmy Woods, the administrative assistant director of operations Ken Hyman, superintendent Latrell Sturkey, chairperson Richard Hodges, board member, and a chairperson. Vice chairperson is Lily M. Joe of Timmonsville. And here are the champions, the Whirlwinds of Timmonsville. Number 10, Justice G. #11, Sade Eli. Number 12, Alexandria Small. 21, Sade Zimmerman. Number 22, Erica Urban. Next, number 24, Alea Woods. 25, Michaela Wright. Number 32, Shania Wright. And number 34, Arnisha Brown. Head coach Perry Stokes. The cheerleaders and everyone connected with the Whirlwinds of Timmonsville, congratulations. State Championship Trophy now being presented by Jerome Singleton, Commissioner of the South Carolina High School League, to the 2011-2012 Whirlwinds of Timmonsville Class A Girls Champs. Congratulations, ladies, to both seasons. Both teams for great years.
Whirlwinds hoist the championship trophy, and they'll take it back to Florence County as they defeat Abbeville, and they are your Class A 2012 state champs. Get your DVD copy of this championship and more by checking out SCHSL.TV. That's going to do it for us from the Class A girls game. Stay with us here in Columbia, though, as we have more exciting high school basketball action for our entire crew with Play On Sports and the SCHSL Network. For John Fiersteig, for Alan Smothers, I am Bert Chantley saying so long for now. We'll talk to you next time here on the SCHSL Network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a two-wheel brake job. It's going to be